apex. Hold side, I'm going to do a mic check and we'll be rolling out in this moment.
All right.
Good morning, gentlemen. Instructor Scott here on the Horn. If you hear my beautiful voice, give me a wave out that left glass. Perfect. We'll get those hands back in, roll those windows up, get that AC blowing, because I want you to be focusing far ahead of us. Now, as per usual, once we get on that course, we're going to start off with a nice and easy warm-up lap. That's another free lap for us. So at the speeds we're driving on that first lap out there should be no reason for us to miss an apex. So let's really focus in, hone in on those skills that we're starting to attain over the course of this day. And let's really get closer and closer to those marks. Once we perfect the basics, we end up going faster without trying, and that's what we're really after here. But we're going to develop some good muscle memory doing it. Now remember, this racetrack requires 100% focus and 100% attention. So let's do our best by keeping our hands at the 9 and 3 position on that steering wheel with the thumbs right there in the spokes of that steering. And remember, don't drop your guard out there. Stay focused. Once you drop your guard, that's when that last gear of the day comes around. Let's not make that happen today. All right, gents, let's pull up on the drive tab, press M for manual mode, and everybody follow me. All right, gents, welcome back to the racetrack. Make sure that AC's blasting on you. We'll make our way into third gear. Now, same rules of out there from yesterday. I'm talking about that 6-7 car length worth of space in between y'all. If you're behind me, do not worry about me. I'm watching every single thing you do from my rear view mirrors, giving you the speed and space you need to succeed out here. There's our pylons. It's time to enter the course. Let's stay tight to the left side. We scan for our first cone, that red brake cone. Let's make our way into fourth gear. Well, apply those brakes, see that blue turning cone, put it in your peripherals. Trust your intuition where it's at as you look over the right shoulder, find your apex cone. Let's get that tire right on the cone, on that curbing, then accelerate to the middle of the course. We'll come back to the right side and touch the paint, and we'll shift the course when we feel that rumble to curbing. Apply the brakes to the apex on the left, stay away from the near apex cone. Good. Find the straight line through the chicane. Real tight to the apex and left, opens up the straight. We'll apply those brakes. And try to lower those hands down on that steering wheel, Barry. Up the middle, we want to be about 2-3 feet away from the white cone. We're not using this bank like a NASCAR bank. We're just kind of going up and then rotating down. Right side, white line, straight steering wheel as you go up the hill. Excellent landing, Barry. Now remember, folks, when we're live on the course, remember to drive within your means. Drive in your comfort zone. Remember, there is no money at the end of that finish line. Clip our apex at 5B. We'll smoothly head left. Let's feel the rumble of the curbing. At the end of this driveway, we'll start a turn to the right. Excellent proximity, Barry. We're looking for an apex of 6. Now, gents, once we pass our next apex on our right side, it's time to unleash these ponies. So, lower those hands down, Barry. Let's get the third gear, put the tire on the curb, and we're going to start accelerating here. We're looking ahead for the Q-board. That's where we're getting turn brakes, downshift to third. Our goal is to get the tire on that apex cone. Look for your next apex, line it up, then accelerate. Let's feel the rumble of the curbing on the left. Shift to fourth. Now we're heading to our blue turning cone. Firm brakes are coming at this red cone. Downshift, ease off the brakes. We're going to coast up the hill. So slower off the brake release. Don't just drop the brakes. That's why that rear end said hello to you real fast. Let's clip our apex, just shake it off or get back to it. Apply the brake to apex on the left. Staying away from the white gear apex till it gets us to our next mark. Good. Real tight to the apex on the left. On the one on the right side, pull in the brakes. Let's downshift now. Remember, 2 feet from the white cone. That's it. Up the hill, look down the hill, find your apex. Rotate and accelerate as you come down the hill. Right side, white line. Beautiful landings here. There's a little bit of a pucker moment on that one. I'll show you how we're going to accomplish that with a lot more confidence on our next lap. Apply the brakes to curving. Ease off those brakes. Let's come. No throttle footer, head to the blue cone. Accelerate to it, add the brakes and downshift to third, clip the curb at 5 feet. Good, feel that curving on the left side with me, end of the driveway, we'll make our turn to the right. Firm brakes are being applied, blue turn cone, we're going to head left. Excellent, once we add the brakes, we're going to slow our pace down here, Barry. Slow it down, slow it down. We're going to get regrouped, let's head to the left side. Double cone, then we can slide right. Thanks for being patient with the double cone. Nobody drives over there on that right side, and it is slippery. All right, we're all back together. We're going to get moving here. Now, Barry, I'm going to show you a couple tricks on this course, so on our third lap, we can really get after it. So the trick here on this one, 1A, just get that tire on the apex cone, ease off the brakes, and coast. No throttle until these 2 orange cones line up, then we can accelerate. Feel the rumble on the right side, we can feel the rumble on the left, and just keep that pedal down. Make your way to 4th gear. We got straight shot to that blue turning cone. Ready for brakes with red brake cone, firm on the brakes, downshift, smooth release of the brakes, and coast. Just get that tire on the cone, and then accelerate. So what happened that time is you started turning into that corner a little too early. Remember that early versus late apex? So when we start that turn early, it's early off the course. Stick with us. Be patient for those marks on the course. Let's get those eyes moving 6, 7, 8 car lengths. As we look over our left shoulder, downshift to third, rotate in, and we'll start accelerating down the hill. Stay left with me. Now follow me here. Right side, white line. Straight steering wheel before you go up the hill. Just like that. Beautiful landing. Turning cone, we're going to head left. Release of the brakes. We're going to come up the hill, cone to cone. Accelerate your blue turn cone, add the brakes when you get there, downshift to third. Flip your apex on the right side. Remember, try and get those cones. Let's feel the rumble on the left side and the driveway, make your turn to the right. Something the apex. Firm brakes are coming. Let's slow ourselves down here. Hit those brakes. So what you're doing a lot of it is just keep off those brakes real fast. Smooth release of the brakes. We want to be balanced, and that balance starts with the brakes. Let's slide to the right. All right, we're going to get right back to it here. All right, Barry, so remember, we're going to be smooth here. We're going to go for our time lapse. Let's get our tire on the curb. Ease off, coast, line up those two cones, then we're going to accelerate. Clip the curb on the right. We're going to hit the brakes firm here. Downshift to third, slow release. Look over the right shoulder, see that orange cone? We're turning too tight inside that corner. Now you're going to go way away from that apex. See how that happened there? The trick to that one is before you even hit the brakes, find the apex cone. Figure out where we're trying to get the car placed. Speed is just a byproduct of doing these steps right. And my speed comes from leaving the corner. It's not about the speed in the corner. Let's add the brakes here. We're looking over our left shoulder, braking up the middle. Look for your apex. Rotate in, let's get to our curve. Right side, white line, straighten that wheel up the hill. There's that pucker moment. So remember, we got to get the right side of our car loaded up on that right side white line. Here comes the brakes. Smooth release. Clip your apex on the right side. We'll slide it to the left side. That's it. Let's clip our apex on this right. Brian, I'm still watching you out there. Just keep driving at your own pace. We'll clip our apex up 6 here, Barry. That's it. Firm brakes, downshift to third. Let's get the tire on the apex hill. All right, we're going to slow ourselves down as we got some traffic in front of us. All right, gents, in the meantime, we're going to place our cars in the park. We're going to hold tight here, give our brakes on brake, and we'll try to get some more space between us and other groups. Alright, gents, let's pull back on the drive tab, press M for manual mode. We're going to get moving here. Third gear, get the tire on the curb, we'll line up the two cones, we'll accelerate out. Flip the curb on the left. We'll shift to 4. We're heading to our blue turning cone. Firm brakes are coming at the red cone. Downshift to third. Ease off the brakes. Follow that black path up. Let's get to your cone. Keep turning, keep turning. You're right there. Now accelerate. Much better looking line that time. Let's clip our apex on the right. Shift to fourth. Adding the brakes to the apex on the left. Stay away from the white cone. So try to get that white cone about 2-3 feet. You don't want to be as close to it on the curve. Alright, here comes the launch pad. Blue turning cone, orange cone, stay left, but look at the right side. See that white line? Straighten wheel. Oh no, we beelined it. There's that shimmy. So we got to stay left a little bit longer before we head to the right. We want to make sure our car comes down nice and flat and straight down that launch pad. Alright, here's brakes. Let's downshift to third, clip our curb. And the driveway will make our turn. We're at fourth gear. That's it. Let's get to 6. Find that cone. Here comes brakes. We're going to downshift to 3rd, put a tire on the cone. Let's flip that apex. Squeeze it out. Alright. Follow that black path up. We'll get to our apex, squeeze it out. Real tight to the apex and left, open up the straight. Here comes brakes. We'll downshift to the left. Apex, let's get right to it. Stay left, now head to the right. A little bit better. We're still feeling that little kind of shimmy in the car. Left side, let's get behind our curbing. Smooth release, we're going to coast toe to toe. Here's brake, we'll downshift to 3rd and rotate. Clip that curving. Excellent. Left side. Enter the driveway, make your turn. And we'll apply our brakes, slowing our pace. Excellent work out there, Barry. We'll downshift to 3rd, we'll get our tire on the apex still. We're going to smoothly head to the left side. Get prepared for our first rotation. When the double cones pass, then we can slide to the side. Excellent, we're all back together. So Barry, stay put. You're going to follow us in the rear. Brian, slide left. You're going to get right behind me. Israel, you're in the middle. Let's make our way into 3rd gear here, gents. Right front tire going on our apex cone. We're just going to coast. Line up those 2 orange cones. When they eclipse, then we can accelerate. Feel the rumble of that curving on the right side. Let's accelerate here, Ryan. Feel the rumble on the left. We'll shift up to 4th gear, taking advantage of the straightaway. Heading to our blue turning cone, ready for brakes to red cone. Let's downshift to 3rd, look over the right shoulder, ease off the brakes, follow that black path up. We're too tight in there, get on those brakes, hit those brakes. There we go. So what happened was you turned too tight into that corner. You didn't pay attention to that blue cone. Be patient for it before you start your turn. Alright, we're looking over our left shoulder. See that apex cone? Now remember, stay left. Get to that apex and stay left as you look over the right shoulder. Right side, white line, straighten that steering wheel up the hill. Oh my, we're pointing to the left side and not the right side. I'll show you what I mean on our next lap. Let's apply the brakes. Smooth release, we're going to coast. Cone to cone, just feel the rumble of the curbing. When the blue cone's on your nose, accelerate to it. Good. Light touch your brakes, downshift to 3rd, clip that curb on the right, there it is, left side, let's feel the curbing. Enter the driveway, make your turn, we'll shift up to 4th. Clipping the apex on the right, we'll apply the brakes to the curbing on this right side. Looking for the apex of 6 right now. Here comes firm brakes, downshift to 3rd, get the tire on the apex of 7. Then we can start rolling out some power. Let's get to the left side of the course here, Ryan. We're going to add the brakes to the red brake cone, downshifting to 3rd. Smooth release the brakes, clip that cone, and coast. Coast, line up the 2 cones, get to your next curbing on that right side. Now accelerate, fill it out, rumble on the left side. That's it. Out to the right, we unwind. Keep that speed and momentum, use up that track space. Here comes brake to the red cone. We're going to downshift. Now, patience for the blue cone, follow the black path. Get to your apex. Now accelerate, middle of the course. Much better driving line, Ryan. Let's clip the curbing on the right, shift to 4th. Add the brakes to apex and left. Stay away from the near apex cone. Get your right on your next mark. Look through your apex. Now, stay with me here. We're going to stay left, right side of the course, right side of our car. Straight wheel before you go up the hill. Much better that time, much better. Apply the brake before the curving and slowly release. We're just going to ride the curve on the right side. Cone to cone, apex to apex. That's it. Accelerate to the blue cone, add a touch of brakes and downshift to third, clipping the curve on the right. You got it. We're riding that curving on the left side. Enter the driveway, make your turn. Shift up to fourth. Apply the brakes. Turning cone, we're going to head to the left to the apex of 6. Excellent. Let's add the brakes. We're going to downshift to third and slower pace. Slowing it down. Slowing it down. When the double cones pass, we'll fly to the right. So we're starting to look a little bit better out there. We'll work on that corner of 4, that launch pad a little bit more. So I want you to come down with more confidence coming down to earth. But remember, just keep moving those eyes. Don't focus at my red tail lights. Look a little bit further ahead of you. Let's place our cars on park here, gents. We'll give our brakes a break as we're waiting to get some space. Alright, let's get right back after it here. Pull up on the drive tab, press M for manual mode. Let's get rolling. Spot that apex cone, get the tire on it, ease off, and coast. Line up the 2 cones, and then we're going to accelerate. Clip the curve on the right. Feel that rumble of the curving. That's it, accelerating. Feel the rumble of the curving on the left as you clip your apex. Try to get to those curves. Let's unwind all the way over to the right, and then we can head to our blue turning cone. Add those brakes, turn, downshift, smooth release, patience for the turning cone, and ride the black path up to your apex. Middle of the course, we'll come back to the right and touch the paint, shift to fourth. Add the brakes to the apex on the left, stay away from the near apex cone. Good, here comes the straightaway through the chicanes. Apply the brakes to the curbing. Now follow me like tracked in the snow here. We're going to go back down to our apex cone, and we're going to stay left by this apex cone. I'm looking at the right side of the track, and my right side of my car is lined up on that white line. Straight wheel before you go uphill, just like that. That's the way right there, Ryan. Turning cone, let's head left, get behind our curbing. Add the brakes, release the brakes. We're going to coast cone to cone, apex to apex. Blue turning cones on our nose, accelerate to it, add a touch of brakes and downshift to third. We're back on the curb on the left side. At the end of this guy's driveway, then turn right. And it just makes a more smoother transition to that right side. Alright, we're going to apply the brakes between these cones and slow our pace. Slow it down. Slow it down. Clip your apex up 7, let's head to the left. When the double cones pass you, slide to the right for me, Ryan. All the way over to the right side of the course, Ryan. Thank you. Israel, you're right behind me. Barry, you're in the middle. And Ryan, follow us in the rear. Let's keep it moving, gents. All right, we're in third gear here, Israel. Let's get that tire on the curb and coast. No throttle. Line up those 2 orange cones, then we're going to accelerate. Clip the curb on the right. Clip the curb on the left. We're out to the right side, accelerating. Let's add the brake to the red brake cone. Downshift to third. Look over the shoulder. See that orange cone? Ease off the brakes and coast. Riding that black path, we make our way to our apex cone. Keep turning that wheel. You got the traction. We're in the middle of the course, heading to the curve on the right. Shift to fourth. Add the brakes to the apex on the left side, and we'll stand away from the white cone. That's it. Clip your next curbing. Beautiful. Find the straight line through the chicane. Real tight to the apex. Applying the brakes to the apex on the right. Good. We're looking over our left shoulder. We're downshifting the third. Let's get that tire right on the cone, right on the curb, and stay left with me. As we look at the right side of the track, the right side of the car is lined up on that white line. Straighten that wheel before you go up the hill. Good. Fourth. And Barry, please give him a little bit of space, 6-7 car length. Thank you, sir. We're going to ease off the brakes and coast, cone to cone. Accelerate to the blue cone, add the brakes when you get there, downshift to third gear, clipping our apex on the right side. Smoothly, head left side with me. Feel the curving, enter the driveway, make your turn. Let's clip our apex to this right side. Here comes brakes to the curving. We're looking for an apex of 6. Let's get real close to that curve on the left side. That's it. Here comes brakes, downshift to third, tires on our apex cone. We're back on the throttle here, taking advantage of the straightaway, shifting to fourth. At the 2 board, apply the brakes, downshift to third, ease off the brakes, get to your apex cone, and coast. No throttle until those 2 cones line up. Clip the apex to the right. And make sure we're in the right gears out there, Barry. It sounds like I'm hearing second gear out there. Let's still stay focused. Get to those marks. Develop that good muscle memory. We're going to downshift to third, look over our right shoulder, follow that black path, and just coast and keep turning. Get to that apex cone. You see that cone? Middle of the course, we'll head back to the right, touch the paint. Fourth gear. There's brakes. We're staying away from the near apex cone to make it to our next mark. We're going to get real tight to the apex on the left side. Open up the straightaway. That's it. Here's brakes. We're downshifting to third, and we're looking over our shoulder. Now show me a good landing here, Israel. Stay left. Look at the right side of the track. Right side, white line. Straighten the wheel, up the hill. Good landing. There's our turning cone. We're going to head to the left side of the course. Ready for brakes before we feel the rumble of the curve. Ease off those brakes. Just coast. Now try to stay on that curve from apex cone to apex cone the next time we go 5A. Just keep turning to that right side until the blue cone's on your nose. Alright, we're going to clip our apex on this right side. Ready for brakes and curving. Turning cone, we're going to head left. Here's brakes and downshift to third. We're going to head to the left side. We're going to slow our pace here, slowing it down. Those double cones are past us, we'll slide right. We're going to get grouped up and get some space. Once we come to a stop, place those cars in the park with me, gentlemen. So we're looking pretty good out there, Israel. I can see some improvements, especially going over that launch pad. It should feel a lot more better now that crowdy still. Alright, gents, that should be good enough space for us. Let's pull up on that drive tab, press M for manual mode. We're going to get right back after it. Now, the only one I see is kind of a problem out there for you, Israel, is corner number 3. So remember, when you see the blue cone, trust your intuition. You know that blue cone doesn't have legs. Spot that orange cone. Give your brain that time to make a plan on how you're going to get that car placed there. Let's make our way into third. We're clipping our curve. All the way out to the right side, we unwind. We're heading to our blue turning cone. We have an idea where it's at. Trust your intuition. We're applying those brakes. Here's corner 3. Turning cone to approvals. Look over for the apex right now. You see that orange cone? Ease off the brakes and coast to it. Just keep turning that wheel. Get to the curve. Much better looking line. Middle of the course. Accelerate. We're clipping our curve on the right, shifting the fourth, out of the brakes to apex on the left. Clip the next apex. That's it. Find your straight line through the chicane. Break up the middle, look down that hill, rotate in, let's get to our curve. Alright, there's our turning cone. We're in fourth gear, heading to the left side. Right before we clip our curve, add the brakes and slowly release. Just ride that curve. Cone to cone here with me. Keep turning right. Now accelerate to the blue cone. Add the brakes when you get there and downshift to third. Much better. Setup, Israel. Let's ride the curve on the left side, enter this drive-through, and make our turn to the right. Here comes brakes to the curve. Turning cones and our peripherals. We're making our way to our apex. Here comes brakes again. We're going to add those brakes at slower pace. Slow it down. Let's head to the left side. Stay left with me. No need for a rotation here, folks. We are on our cool down lap. Giving these brakes a break. Now, even though we're going at a slower pace, we're still in the course. It's still time to practice. Get after those marks. Stay focused here with me. Let's clip our curve. Coast, line up the cones. Get real close to your apex on that right side. Open up that straightaway. We're going to fourth gear. Trust your intuition where that blue turning cone is and get ready for brakes. We'll downshift to third. Look over that shoulder, gentlemen, as we ease off the brakes. Just coast. No throttle necessary. Just keep turning that wheel. Get to your apex curve and cone. Then accelerate. Middle of the course. Touch that paint on the right. Shift to fourth. Find the brakes to apex on the left. Staying away from the near apex cones. Follow that black path. Gets us to our mark. Excellent proximity. Find the straight line. Here comes brakes. We're right on the white line here on the left side, where we're looking over our shoulder now. See that orange cone? Get that head rotated, Israel. Find your apex. As you turn down the hill, we accelerate. Stay left. Right side, white line, straight steering wheel before you go up the hill. Excellent landing. Huge improvement there, Ryan. Good landing. Let's add those brakes. Smooth release. Coast. Here's brakes, downshift to third. Let's clip our curve on the right side. We're back to the left side. And the driveway, let's make our turn. We'll clip our apex on this right side. Spot the apex to 7. Let's get that tire on that curve. Let's head to the left side of the course. Excellent, gents. Left blinker is on. We're planning to exit off the course. Now, everybody, do me a favor. Please, please, please keep your PDR running. Keep your car running. I'll be coming to your door individually, letting you know when it is time to turn the car off and when it is time to turn the PDR off. And remember, gents, keep everything running. I'll be right there.
How was it out there for you?
It was great, man.
Excellent. Let's see what we got cooking. We're down to 141. Perfect. Stop your PDR.